On today's edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report, we'll review the Tigers CAA opener against James Madison. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now. Hello and welcome inside the Towson Sports Network studios for today's episode of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. Tigers open up CAA play in Harrisonburg, Virginia to take on the James Madison Dukes. Let's take a look at the highlights. Towson fell to JMU by a score of 9-5. Defender Tiana Walfer caused 5 turnovers and had 5 ground balls. Towson is now 7-4 overall in CAA play and ranked 14th in the nation. And as always, I am joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Sonia LaMonica. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, tough loss in the CAA opener. Was it nerves? Was it just, JMU a little more ready to play? What was your diagnosis?
It's hard to have a single diagnosis. I think, it can be a variety of different things. I know our team, they definitely wanted that win. They wanted it maybe too badly. And I think we unraveled a little bit, particularly that first half. But, as a team, we unraveled in that first half. I think second half we regained some composure defensively, held JMU to 2 goals. But I think the damage was done a little bit emotionally for us. So, some important lessons for our team about responding, when there's chaos all around you, about, positive body language, about sort of getting back on track a little earlier and not getting to such a big deficit in the game. So, yeah, a tough lesson against a great team.
Yeah, you mentioned that first half, 7-1 at halftime, which is so uncharacteristic for your two teams, or your two sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Mm-hmm. What needs to change to get off to that quicker start, or a better start than what happened against JMU?
To me, it's mental. A lot of the errors we made weren't necessarily. We had a lot of instances of what are we doing, and that to me, that's the mental side of the game. So. There's got to be a bit of a better approach in that mental aspect, how we react, how we respond out on the field in those tough moments. We've got to keep our emotions in check. I think we let them get out of check a little bit. And, we've got to just, we can't dwell on it. We've got to move forward. And, we've got to pick ourselves up off the floor, and we've got to get tough, and we've got to learn from it and just move on. So.
Draw controls, again, a tough spot for you guys, 10-6 in favor of JMU. We've seen Natalie in there. We've seen Maddie Tribby. We've seen Sam Brookhart. Is this right now Natalie Samonte's spot still, or is it kind of fluid?
The draw, it's again, it comes down to the matchups. And Natalie's going to do well against a lot of people in the center, just because of her strength. She's very strong. She does a good job of tracking the ball and using her body to just run onto it. But Maddie was a bit of the answer in that particular contest. Against their draw specialist, Haley Warden, who's strong. She's tall. She likes to draw to self. And Maddie does a good job of, she's a power drawer, and she's able to sort of power the ball through her style to our offensive side. And when we made that switch up, we were getting some draws on the circle to Emily, so we had some good connections there. So it depends on the type of matchup that you're going against. Everyone has different styles. And it's like a chess match. So it's not a matter of Nat, had a bad day. It's just the matchup was better suited for Maddie. And it's nice that we have a few different personnel, different styles who can bring us an answer.
And then defensively, obviously, that first half, one that unit will want to forget. But second half, only allowing the 2 goals. Tiana Walfer, we mentioned, career high 5 caused turnovers. She also gets 5 ground balls. Olivia Conti with a pair of caused turnovers that raised her season total to 27. She's now in the top 10 for most caused turnovers in a single season, and she's one of 2 freshmen since Alexa Dembski in 2010. So Tiana, you don't get the result you want, but the defense, each individual continues to produce.
Yeah, and it was a, particularly in the second half, a good team effort. Because JMU, they were very balanced. They weren't a 1-2 punch type of team. They definitely moved the ball very well, and that that causes our defense to have to really work together. In general, our second half, we got our heads out of our butts, so to speak, and picked our game up, stopped swinging. We were swinging in the first half. We got a little more disciplined, and then you saw some better play, and your players such as you mentioned, Tiana, Olivia, able to do what they do, which is make good reads, step in front of the ball, and draw some different fouls and come up with some plays. So, that's what those girls do, and they're having a great season doing it, and I'm sure that will continue.
All right. That'll do it for us today on the Tiger Lacrosse Report. Join us next time when we preview the Tigers' return to Johnny Unitas Stadium for a game against the William and Mary Tribe. For head coach Sonia LaMonica, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.